Come on in. Hopefully you are a returning viewer. If not, welcome to this space. Hope you like what you see here, and that you subscribe. Gotta cleanse out this. I gotta smoke it out a little bit. Smudgy smudgies. You see the thumbnail, you see the title. You know, today we are going to be doing a reading on James Charles, the Hey Sisters guy, because there has been some rumors out here in the streets, some gossip, that he has been flaunting around with his, I would guess, his ex-best friend now, apparently. I want to say his ex-best friend, ex-fiance, or ex-boyfriend. Don't hold me to that. I'm not sure what their relationship was. But he has been allegedly caught sending pictures or like talking to the guy or whatever the case may be. And I'm inclined to believe it because, you know, where there's smoke, there's fire. This has not been the first nor the second time, I believe, or the third time that I believe James Charles has been caught up in some crazy stuff dealing with relationships. I believe two of them, it was talking to underage boys. Another one, I think before this, was that he was caught trying to supposedly coerce a straight guy into liking him. And then this, and that's just the ones that I know of, because I'm not in James Charles world. I don't watch him or anything like that. When James Charles was coming up, I wasn't like watching his content. That's now no shade or anything. It's just it's truth. I wasn't watching it like that. I didn't really know anything about him until Morphe came on the scene, because I did like his palette. Did I buy his palette? I don't know if I bought his eyeshadow palette, but yes, I did get into James Charles during the whole Morphe thing, when Morphe was coming up. I want to say, what was that? Was that like 2017 or so, maybe? About around that time. But, you know, since then, I've heard a lot of scandalous stuff with him, and with the whole Tati thing, and then the Hey Sister fallout, and blah, blah, blah. But, you know, he just seems to have a history. It's been a pattern of things. And I typically don't do YouTubers. I think I've probably done one or two other YouTubers over the course of my time doing this. But I feel like he has elevated beyond YouTube, if he is even still on YouTube. So we're going to do this. One reason why I did Mr. Beast. I feel like Mr. Beast has elevated beyond YouTube. I try to not do anything with, I feel like saying peers is a strong word, but with my co-workers, I don't need to be in y'all business like that or putting it out there online. So yeah, I usually try to avoid other people, because you never know who you might meet, who you might end up connecting with and collaborating with, and I don't want it to be nothing like that. But for people like James Charles or like Mr. Beast, you have elevated beyond that. You are bigger than just YouTube, so I felt like you're fair game. So anybody comes here asking that, that's the reason why. It might be a bit of a stretch for some of you all, but for me, it makes sense. So here we are. With all of that being said, please note along the bottom of the screen come back, because I seen the audio go out and I was like, nope, I knew something was up. So as you can see here, all statements made are alleged for entertainment purposes only, so please take whatever I say with a grain of salt. If it resonates with you, great. If it doesn't, throw it back. With all of that being said, I also have to issue my other housekeeping rules here. For those of you who are new here, those of you who have been here, you understand when I say I pretty much feel like I am a spiritual interpreter. So there may be some things here where I may mistranslate or misconstrue something, or it doesn't come across exact, because I am an intuitive reader, so I can only give you or provide you what I pick up on or the feelings that I get. That does not mean that it's 100% fact, because what I've often found with myself, if it's something where it's not like I'm not flat out wrong and I'm not flat out right. Most oftentimes I split hairs. I will point to one of my videos, for instance, what was it? Was it Kim Jong-soo or something like that? Where I was saying, oh, a baby is going to come up in her in the future, or something for her. Or something's going to come out about her having a baby. It wasn't about her. It was about the co-star. So I oftentimes split hairs and things like that, where the things are coming through, but I could be pointing or looking in the wrong direction. So splitting hairs, that's what I mean by that. So it's not exactly 100% true, but it's not exactly a lie, because it's an intuitive reading. I can only tell you what I get, but I may point you in the wrong direction. I can be whole up front about that. So that's what it is. So just take my readings as confirmations. Or negations, whichever way that works for you. So with all of that being said, let's get into this and see if there's some truth to James Charles sneaking around with his alleged ex-best friend, boyfriend. Let's see. Hard there. What is this? Okay, we have 6 of coins, Nine of swords, Queen of cups. I don't know what his sign is. I would not be surprised if he is like a water sign, or maybe like a Libra. Looking at those cards. Okay, so we still have that. I'm going to flip them over later. Let's see what falls. This lipstick. Okay, let's see if it is lipstick. See. Okay, that's funny. The first and the last card did not flip upright. So let's see here. For the grand reveal, we have the King of Wands here. That speaks to very, to me, that's usually sexual energy. That's usually reading like a man who very much know their power, their sexiness, their attractiveness, and they use to get what they want. They don't care. Look at the lion in the bag. I will go after what I want, and nobody is going to tell me different. King of the jungle energy. It's funny we have the High Priestess here in reverse. And to me, usually when I see the High Priestess, it's usually, to me, it speaks of like feminine energy suppression in some type of way. Sometimes it also speaks to kind of like intuitive, like instinctively knowing something, but you kind of like go against it here. Like you need to see beyond what you actually see like physically in front of you, as well as another thing I sometimes get with the High Priestess. But then we also have the Five of Swords here, which, I mean, I hope this isn't the case. Is it just like a boredom thing? Is it just I like the challenge? Is it it almost gives some Aries energy. Like I'm gonna act before I think, because I like the thrill of the chase. I like the challenge. Yes, I may know it's wrong, but I'm gonna do it because it's just what I think is what I'm supposed to do. Oh, I was bored, or I picked up on some inclination that you like me or something like this, and now I just got to see if I can do it. You're a challenge now. It's almost like you know when they tell you don't run when you see is that a brown bear? I forget what it is. Is it brown you lay down, black you try to get as big as possible? I forget, but it's almost like okay, if you see a polar bear, it don't matter if you run, you climb a tree, you dive in the water, whatever you think you're gonna do, you gonna get got by that polar bear. It's like, because you didn't set off their instinct, they gonna get you regardless. They don't care. That's sort of like what the energy is here. And then we have the Justice card coming up here at the end. So funny that the Justice card comes up, because in tarot, Justice is linked to Libra. And I was just mentioning I wouldn't be surprised if he was a Libra. And so now I have to go be nosy and see what is James Charles Zodiac, because now I'm interested. I gotta see if I'm right. Oh, he's a Jimmy. Okay, that makes sense too. He's a Gemini. That air sign quality, honey, is coming through. And that would explains his, like, I don't know what it is about Geminis. Oftentimes, you all have like that, you kind of mimic Aries in a sense, where you kind of have that, I don't know if it's because of the twins. You had that one twin that's sporadic off the wall and do whatever, and then you have the other one that's like, no, let's be calm, let's think about this. But you oftentimes go off on the bad shoulder, the bad angel here. Let's see what else we also have here. We have the Hangman, ooh, the Lovers, and the Ace of Wands. Okay, so that's conflicting here. The Ace of Wands coming up here in reverse. Because usually the Ace of Wands translates to like, what's the word I'm going to say? Basically cheating, but it's another word I was going to, infidelity. Yes. Sometimes usually Ace of Wands, especially when it's in an upright, speaks to infidelity to me. But maybe it still could apply because it's coming up in reverse. Infidelity isn't technically a good thing. I just feel like, I don't know, for some reason with it coming up in reverse for me right now, it feels like that's not the case. It just feels like it was the thrill of the chase. Or at least maybe one person wasn't into this. Maybe like James was into this, but the other party wasn't. Allegedly. Seeing like I'm seeking after you, I want after you, but the other person isn't really involved in it. I'm kind of confused on why the Hangmans would be here. I know you typically, to me, the Hangman reads like looking at things from a different perspective, coming at something from a different angle. Literally, don't get caught up on hang-ups, that kind of thing. Let's see. Let's see if we can get more clarity here. All right, we're going to take note that these flipped over here. We have 8th house intimacy and the lover Leo. Do he have Leo in his chart somewhere? I feel like he has to have it in his, because it's too much Leo stuff that's coming up for me. Like, it's gotta be his rising, or like his what they call it, his not ascendant. What is it? Midhaven? Your North Node. Sorry, your North Node. Oh, so no, he has Leo and Mars, but he has Aries and Venus. Yeah, he's an aggressive lover. Here, I feel like looking at this, if this is was true, this is correct. Yeah, the thrill of the chase and dominance is the thing for him. That's like his thing. He does have a lot of fire in his chart, according to what website is this that I'm on? Astro Theme. Let's see, astro charts, because I know this one is typically more correct. Astro chart says his sun is in Gemini, his moon is in Virgo. Do they not have his rising? Nope. His Mars is in Libra, his Venus is in Cancer. So I don't know what the other website was saying. No, he doesn't have any Leo in here. You couldn't have fooled me. Something in this chart mixing together adds up to Leo. Or, maybe I don't know Geminis like that. Maybe y'all pretty aggressive romantics. When y'all find y'all person, y'all be giving. Okay, what is this here? That Leo, King of Wands. Is the guy a Leo, I wonder? Because why does that keep coming up? Lover. You know what I keep hearing though in my head? Nikki's Pills and Potions. All I want is to love and be loved. That line keeps coming up. And look at this. Y'all see that? Aries. Assets. Do he feel like he's just too big to fail? So he just does what he wants? Like, what is this? And then we have the North Node. I said something about North Node earlier, didn't I? Seems like the cards are just giving me what I want at this point. Process, development, practice, beacon, blossoming, journey, soul school, destiny with the Justice card. What? I kind of feel like literally this is maybe a spiritual thing of like balancing the scales. I don't know if this ex-friend, allegedly, if this is this ex-friend or best friend or whatever, deserves this coming. It may not be on them. Or is this something where he kind of just has to get into it because I don't know, like maybe he has to bump his heads a couple times before he learns if something is ingrained and he does differently. Because also here with the second house with the assets, I automatically think about how much he has gained and accumulated over the years just from being famous and being well known. And with it coming up reverse, it's kind of like, well, yeah, I don't really care about that. It's the thrill of the chase. It's the game. It's the love of the game or whatever um that I am. I want to influence is not the word, but that's what is coming to mind right now because I can't think of the other one. It's kind of like what drives me. I'm not, it's the influence of it all, and it kind of feels like he seems like maybe I'm a little too big to fail. Like I can always bounce back. I always know how to come back. People love the controversy or something. Yeah, assertiveness, courageous, sparky. It's like again, I know better, but I'm still not doing better because I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna act off of my inhibitions. I had that random thought, I'm gonna do it. And to me it just gives again very Aries energy. Like I'm just gonna act and think about it second. Maybe third. And don't call out the cards that I had flipped over. I just left them in here flipped over from earlier. Let's see here. We have stubbornness and flexibility. He is a miser. He seems very stubborn because, again, like I said, this is not the first time. This is not the second, the third. I'm pretty sure this is like at least the fourth or fifth time he has been caught up in some kind of little scandalous thing in regards to like his relationship to people and how he is as a friend or his romantic life. You know what? I think that's the intuitive hit that's coming through here. I don't know if it kind of feels like that's his, maybe not his sole purpose, but that's one of the big components in his life that he's going to struggle with. Sad to say, I think is when it comes to his love life. I think he may have the talent and the tools and the connections or whatever to like, always have business, always to make things work, always kind of like be a cat and lands on his feet. But when it comes to his romantic life, it seems like he can never, I don't know, not being satisfied isn't the word, but maybe not finding the right person. I feel like oftentimes that is a big thing. I've heard a lot of Geminis, at least any of the Geminis I've known, where it's kind of where they always feel like they never are like, they never find the whole other person that is for them. I think that's a big struggle for Gemini when it comes to kind of like their romantic life. And I think the same applies to James. Allegedly. What do we have here? We have the Orator, communication, confidence. But it did come up in reverse. The Orator, what aren't you saying? What isn't being clear? What isn't being said? I doubt it's a lack of confidence. You can't be walking around like this with the Leo energy and stuff with having lack of confidence. I guess some people would say, yeah, that is a lack of confidence. Some people would probably say it's a lack of self-esteem. But yeah, the wise one, tradition and order. The assassin. Yep, ruthlessness, conviction. Sorry. Yeah. I think I'm gonna have to cleanse these cards because I feel like I'm getting more so of what his mindset is, and now I'm more so on what the scenario or the energies of the situation is. I think I need to pull some more cards. Just flipping these over if you're wondering what's happening. Because I feel like I need to cleanse these cards. Because I feel like I'm picking up on a lot of like James's energy, or kind of like maybe where his thought process is, or like maybe a bit more of how he thinks, but not what's really going on with this situation. Maybe we should look at what's coming up, what's coming forward for him. Let's see here. I got a Smokey. Smokey and the Chokey. It's crazy to me how close I be to burning my hand, and I just be sitting here looking crazy. Let's see if we can hone in on what's coming up for him in the future. Maybe this will give us some insight to what's been going on with this situation. Okay, I think I have more than enough cards. Something failed. Just gotta scooch it. Okay, so this came here. Ooh, judgment. Ooh, people don't have the best look about you. Seven of Cups is literally like choices for me. It could be fantastical choices, options you wish you had, or that you wish can come through. And I want you all to notice how all of these are coming up in reverse. Please note that, okay? We have the Nine of Swords here, and usually that speaks of nightmares, heartbreak, things not working out the way you want, things that keep you up at night, that, you know, anxiety, anxiousness, all of that. And then we have Judgment here, but it's coming up in reverse. Usually the Judgment card to me means kind of like you are stepping outside of yourself and actually looking and judging the situation without prejudice. That's kind of like the word I want to say. But with this being coming up in reverse, to me, it feels like, oh, the people in his particular reading, to me, it kind of comes across like the public opinion is not the best about you. You are being judged right now. You are bombastic, side-eye. And again, with the Seven of Cups here, it's the choices. It's almost like you have decision fatigue, or you are paralyzed by decisions. You can't quite make up your mind. You're steady thinking about the what ifs, or what if I could have that, or what if I could have it all. You aren't honing in on what you really need to know. And then we have the Fool card here, which I think is pretty self-explanatory, because you are choosing to now do better, to choose better, or do what you need to do. Here you go. And the underlying card here is the King of Swords. So I feel like he knows. He knows better. Three of Cups coming up in reverse. That doesn't feel good. That doesn't look good in this particular reading, because usually, the Three of Cups coming up like this, especially in reverse, usually it's like three's a crowd. You are getting in between something that you don't need to be right now. And then the Seven of Swords. Ooh, sneaky behavior, underhandedness. Oh. Why is this coming up for him? What more is he about to, what more can, you know what, let me not ask that, because I don't want to speak ill on nobody's shitnizzle. I can't say the word because I almost cursed. But it just feels like, what more are you gonna do? Last night, you called on accident. Ooh. This whole book did not count. Let's see what else is coming up for Jamesy boy. Okay, what is this here? Venus love. Charles, why did you struggle so much with being loved? Did you not get hugged enough as a kid? Or do you just, again, like the thrill of the chase, ascendant, outlook? Wasn't we just talking about? The ascendant speaks to worldview. Let's see, camera clear up. Worldview, mission statement, expression, effect, role, attitude, outer self, point of view, body image, or likeness. Do you feel like you aren't worthy of stuff unless you have a man? Or what is this? What is this attitude? What is this belief that you have here? I'm not sure what this is. I wish I had him in the room to kind of like ask him what this is trying to get at. Look what flipped in my lap. Gemini. Curious, communicative, versatile. I hate that people keep saying Geminis are communicative. They communicate. All right. Now, if you're going to understand it, that's a different thing. Because double speak is a thing for them, honey. Brilliant, perceptive, parcel tongue. That's what I call Geminis. Parcel tongue. Okay? Not because they a bunch of snakes, but it's just kind of like, huh? What he said? Studious, superficial, vocal, adaptive, fidgety, restlessness. Coming up with the Seven of Cups. What can't you make your mind up about? Why are you going back and forth? What about your worldview is holding you back here with the Judgment card? And then we also have the 10th house, reputation. That's crazy. I think it's more stuff that's going to come out about him reputation-wise, because, of course, 10th house deals with your career, achievement, competence, fame, notoriety, standing. Like, you're just going to be known as the guy who's always getting caught up in stuff, and that's not going to be a good look. The Fool's journey here. The people are judging you. The people are judging you. They see you. They're always watching. Pluto, transformations. This also speaks to, when I think of Pluto, I definitely think of that Scorpio energy, okay? That deep, dark ocean, taboos. death, rebirth, subversion, suspicion, obsession. Is that on here? Yes, obsession. Let's see if it'll clear up for y'all. Obsession. Y'all see that? And then 8th house, intimacy. He has the sense of thought when it comes to love and what it is to be loved. And I think that's his biggest problem. That's going to be his downfall. Like, you know that one friend, I'm sure a lot of us can relate to this, but I'm gonna say this in the feminine way because I'm female. I'm a lady. Okay, I'm a woman. I've seen this too many times. You know how oftentimes you be with your girls and stuff like that, and you all are kind of just like, oh, you know, I'm a girl's girl. Ain't nobody gonna make me turn on my man. But soon you got that one friend in the group, y'all all be side-eyeing because every time she talking to somebody or she get a man, a P-now walk into the room, a P-now has entered the chat, they whole demeanor change. They not a girl's girl. They not calling you like that. They always wrapped up around some men. They just suddenly dropped off the face of the earth. You don't even know if she's still alive. Like, oh, I thought you said you was a girl's girl. You wasn't gonna disappear on me. I could call you if I needed anything. But soon as enter the chat, soon as DICK enter the chat, here you go. That's kind of James' attitude to me. Ooh, that was a lot. Hold on. Try to come out there. What is this? We have the Queen, determination and sacrifice. You know what? I didn't think Geminis and Libras was this close to each other, but what I'm getting off of his reading makes me feel like Geminis can be very much the same way. Let me find my person so I can exit. It's giving Drake, take me out the group chat. I'm trying to tell you where it's at. The alchemist, balance, invention, destruction. The very thing you think that's going to heal you, cure you, that's the answer or the key to all your problems is the very thing that's going to take you up out of here. All my apothecaries, my herbologists, my poison herbalists, or my herbalists out here, my plant people, what is the difference between a killer dose and something that'll heal you? What's the difference between a plant that can kill you and a plant that can heal you? The dose. It's the dosage. Don't have too much of that foxglove, you know, it'll take you right out of here. But they also don't tell you, oh, foxglove is good for, don't hold me to this. I want to say, isn't foxglove good for something dealing with blood? Something dealing with blood pressure, I thought, or the heart. Or is it something for sleep? I have to look at my notes again. I don't remember exactly. You know, my favorite example is mushrooms. You know, people be like, don't mess around with the mushrooms. You take enough, you might go on a trip. You take too much, you're really going on a trip and you might not come back. So, the Hound, loyalty, chains, promises. There is no loyalty here. At the end of the day, it's about me. What promise did I make to myself? That's what I'm going to be loyal to. That's what I'm going to do. What is this that's trying to stick out? Oh, it's 2 cards. Let's see. What's the last one here? I wouldn't be surprised if some more that come out about this situation. Like the friend say something. Look, deception and trickery is coming up again. It's the second time. Didn't he had it for something else up under here? Didn't he have it for something? Oh, it was the underlying energies. Never mind. Yep. It was the 7 of Swords. James Charles, allegedly, from what I'm getting from these cards, he the type of person to tell you a lie and you'll believe it because he believed it. Even though he know he lying and he told the lie. He spun the lie. But it's so good, he's so good at it because he believes his own lie. Allegedly, for what I'm getting from these cards. The painter, productivity, creation, taking command, teamwork. Oh, sorry, let me put this on the screen. I'm reading the underlying energies. The runaway. Secrets, running from problems. Is that what that is? You running from your problems by running into love? You're like, oh, I know that's one thing I can do. This just reads messy. His love life is all over this, and more than anything, it's his I feel like I'm picking up more so on where he is mentally right now. Like, why do you have this messed up belief about love, or like love is just something to kind of like, the best way I can explain it, because again, intuitively, you know, like when you bored and you just be eating out of boredom, you watching a movie, so you just eating kind of thing out of boredom, but it's you're not really hungry. That's kind of like how I feel his energy is when it comes to love. I'm bored. Let's open up Grindr. Let's see who's gonna be my victim. Let's see if I'm gonna have a fun time, flirt around. Oh, I actually do kind of like this person. They pretty cool. The game, the chase is on. Targets, my sights has been on you, targeted, done. And it's kind of like what it feels like. Things not going right in his life. Well, I know what I can do. I'm about to go stroll. I'm about to go on a prowl. And then I'll feel better about myself. I perked myself up through this person by, having them tell me how good of a boy I am. Thank you. That's the energy. Now, again, if it alludes to the guy friend, I would say I think there could be something to the rumor. I don't know. Again, he can only go so far as you allow him. So if this other person was not interested in him, or there wasn't any feelings or something like that, it's not going to go far. But it was just the thrill of the chase for James, allegedly. But I would say if there's something here where it was like, if the interest, if the interest was reciprocal, yes, he took a mile. Even though he shouldn't have been taking an inch in the first place, or a centimeter, but he took one anyway. So now it's on, ball in your court. What you gonna do? That's what I feel like this is. I think there's some truth there. Again, where there's smoke, there's fire. So yeah, you let me all know. You all let me know, Jesus, what you think down in the comment section below. Yeah. I gotta come about this energy because this is crazy. It's not like it's the worst thing. It's not my train of thought, so it just feels foreign. So yeah, I don't like it because this is the type of people I talk about. I'm not even gonna hold you. I judge y'all like this. I know it's the reason why, but I judge y'all until I figure you out, and then I might still judge you a little bit. Cause see, unlike other people, I'm not gonna lie to you. I be judging silently. I won't tell you outright. I will tell you it's a judgment-free zone because I want to understand, but I'm judging. I don't care. So there's that. Let me know what you all think down in the comment section below. If you like this reading, give it a thumbs up. If you do have something additional you would like to add to this, or a question that can be onto this, because again, this was just like a very blind general reading because I'm not big and into all of that. So let me know if there's something here that I should have been asking that I didn't ask that could be added onto this. And with that, I thank you all for coming up, showing up, watching this, liking, sharing, subscribing, and making sure that you hit that notification bell so you can select it to all, so you can see all of my videos when they upload. As you see this week, I have a whole lineup, so make sure you have notifications on. And with that, I wish you all a great day or night, whenever it is when you're watching this. Now my voice want to go. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.